Alright, it's finally time. And I'm sure you all have waited long enough. Don't mind me if I waited a few seconds. I just want to make sure that I would be on good. Or I started fine. So anyway, it is time for me to rank every Sinnoh Pokemon. So I did the first three generations, and now we're up to Gen 4. And yeah, I'm sorry if I missed out on doing it on the weekend. I honestly forgot about it, but hey, I'm doing it now, so and we have a decently long list to get through. I'm now seeing that Origin Form Palkia and Dialga are here, so that's pretty cool. Same with Giratina. So that is that is pretty sweet if I had to say so myself. So yeah, you should know the drill by now. My opinion, blah blah blah. So I don't know. I think y'all just want to get to my ranking. So without further ado, let's get started. First up is Turtwig. Turtwig for the longest time has been one of those starter Pokemon that you love its overall design for, and it's really memorable to you when you think of a specific generation. And it's a fun Pokemon to have. You know what? S tier. I even have a Turtwig plush that I got a few years ago. And I like all three of them, all three starters. Torterra might just be my favorite of the three, but I'm not sure though. I also love Empoleon, and Infernape is alright, but we'll get to my thoughts there. Grottle is pretty cool. I like its design, and it's just a cooler evolution, but not as good as Turtwig, so I'm going to give it an A tier. And for Torterra, on one hand, I kind of want to put it in either in the top of A or in the bottom of S, because it's an awesome third evolution, and it's really cool. Um, A for now, but I might change this. We'll see though. Anyway, we have Chimchar. Chimchar is perfectly good. I don't really have a ton to talk about with him, so yeah, he goes in the B tier. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure. Okay, there we go. I'm not using my tripod, so I apologize if this is going to be a little wobbly. I did that intentionally, so anyway. Monferno is definitely cooler looking, but otherwise, same ranking. In fact, you know what? The entire Infernape line gets a B tier. Infernape is cool. Sharks officials, hi. Hi, welcome. Infernape is cool, don't get me wrong, but I don't really think he's like the best Sinnoh starter for this region. Eh. That's funny. IG. Well, I mean, Shark, this is just my opinion. Keep that in mind. Um, I mean, I like Chimchar a little bit better because it's got a cooler design. Plus, it's been sort of on my mind a bit lately, so I don't know. Yeah, I got you. All right, thank you. So, yeah, I know Fernape is a good choice for some people. I mean, I could sort of see myself picking him in some way, but for me, nah, not really. So, yeah, well, I kind of wasn't really expecting all three of them to get the B tier, but there you go. Piplup! Piplup gets an A. She a very good penguin. I like her Hug Me Squishmallow. And kind of like Turtwig, she's one of those starters who you just love its overall design. Plus, you're just going to remember it pretty well for this specific generation. And yeah, I kind of love Piplup. So, kind of though. Mm, maybe a little bit higher than Grottle, but not by too much. I would choose Turtwig as my starter. Yeah, it's a very good choice. For Shining Pearl, yeah, Shining Pearl. I think I did pick Turtwig, even though I have all three starters already from previous games that I did from Wonder Train, stuff like that. But I did pick Turtwig in the end, so good choice, good choice. Primplup is honestly just forgotten. It has a cool design. I'll give it that much. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that the Empoleon line is really fun to play as in Pokemon Unite, so nice. Yeah, thank you. He's like the middle child. I guess. Yeah, Brimplop has a cool design, don't get me wrong. But, yeah, it's just a more forgotten one. Unlike Empoleon, I will give an S tier. Empoleon is an awesome Pokemon, an awesome penguin. He's great to play as in Pokken tournament, and he a fancy boy. That I don't have a why did I say that? Good choice? Yeah, thank you. I don't know, he just a fancy Pokemon, or a fancy penguin that looks like a king. I mean, the, stuff that's growing out of it is supposed to look like a crown. Overall, the strongest in my opinion. Yeah, no, that's fair. Like, it's like me saying, "Hey, dude, have you seen Napoleon using Hydro Cannon? It's really good." I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, so that's that for the starters. Now on to Starly. Um, Staravia is like my least favorite of the three, but Starly I'll give an overall B tier. Oh my god. Guys, could you give me a second? Hold on, my cat's scratching on my door. I gotta go stop him real quick. Okay, sorry about that. That might happen again, so just letting you know. I mean, I'll give you all the heads up if I do need to have a quick BRB to just get rid of that. So anyway. Now you good? Yeah, I know. Thank you. It's Sandwich Boy 12. That is a good username. Hi, welcome. Okay, what was I saying? Starly. Not exactly. Starly's definitely good. Oh, so what's this all about? Oh, I'm ranking every Pokemon from Sinnoh. Yep. Thank you, Sharks. So, Starly's cool, but not exactly like a pre-evolution bird that I would think of. Guide. I don't know what you mean by that, Sandwich Boy. Um, you do not intend to see Gumball right there. I was watching a Shadow Reader video. So anyway, um, I don't know. Starly's cool. I don't really have a lot to say. Staravia is C. It's not bad. It's just the key word for my ranking here is forgotten because Staravia is like the least remembered one of the Staraptor evolutions. I mean, it's got a cool design, I guess. Even though I think it looks better in Pokemon Shuffle, but that's just my opinion. And I don't know. That's about it. I would only use this Pokemon on like the first routes, then you would leave him. Yeah, he's pretty forgotten. Well, I mean, I like if I had a Staravia, I would still keep him. It's just that like okay, I would either do one or two things: keep it or just try and get it to evolve. That's what I would try and do. But if I do have to make the decision where I don't want it, then yeah, I'll just Wonder Trade it. Can I be mod? It's my first time being one. I wish I could. What do you mean by that? You mean a mod for this stream, Sandwich Boy? If so, no, I'm good. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have a lot more to say. Staraptor kicks ass. I love its design, its Mega Evolution is pretty sweet. I kind of wasn't really expecting that. Also, do you stream every day? No, I don't. No, this is the first time in nearly a week that I streamed. These are what do you mean by that, sharks? I don't know. Oh, okay, thank you. Hey, Mike, what's up? Yeah, I love Staraptor's design. It's definitely the coolest looking one. And well, not exactly like my favorite bird from Pokemon, but definitely like if I were just ranking every bird Pokemon, this Staraptor would be in my top 10. Maybe my top 5, but I'm not sure though. Oh, it's fine. Anyways, do Charizard. I don't know how to pronounce it. Oh, I ranked Charizard when I did my Gen 1 stream. But that was on Pokemon Day with Mike, who's in the chat. So go check that out if you want my rank, if you want my thoughts on that, or even Charizard in Pokemon tournaments. Um, yeah, overall, I love Staraptor quite a lot. So got nothing to say. Bidoof is fine. I get people are a bit obsessed with it, and yeah, I see why. It's a cute little beaver, but I think B-Barrel is just the cooler one. Has aura. What has aura? Or who has aura? Steel type Pokemon, Shieldon. Oh, we'll get to him. I'm going in order. I'm not going out of order. Bidoof. Oh, okay, I see. Gotcha. Yeah, again, I know Bidoof is sort of kind of popular-ish. I get it. It's a cute little beaver, but it's just fine. Beaver, though, I like because it's part water type and it's got a cooler design, and I don't know. It's just Bidoof 2.0, but better. I have no idea. Can you do steel? Oh, okay, never mind. I read that. I read that already. Can you do steel type? No, never mind. I didn't read this. Can you do steel type Pokemon Shieldon? Don't worry. We'll get to him. Just be patient. I'm going in order. Cricketune. Or, no, Cricketot. No, Cricketune the evolution. Honestly, Cricketot gets a B for its design alone. It does look very cool. Otherwise, though, it's just sort of forgotten-ish. And Cricketune, I will put in the same ranking, but I'll put it in a higher spot in the A tier. Like, yeah, right in front of, right next to Fernet. The evolution is pretty sick, though. Yeah, that's true. It does look very cool. Otherwise, though, Cricketune is just kind of forgotten-ish. But I do have one. It does look very cool. So, I don't know. I sub? Thank you. Thank you, Sandwich Boy. I appreciate that. Enjoy the random content that I have. So, yeah, thank you. Hold on. I like if you heard a clicking noise, I took a screenshot just so I could subscribe to you guys later. That's all. Okay, we're on to the luxury line. My best friend Savannah does really like Luxury, and I get why, but we'll get to that. And Pokemon Company, can you add Luxury after the Johto evolutions, please? My friend really wants to see him in the game. But oh well. Anyway. Shinx, the only really memorable thing I could say about Shinx that I could rank is its Pokemon card from the original Diamond and Pearl. I had a shiny, well not shiny, like shiny Shinx. Now, I had a holographic Shinx card, and it looks really cool, and I still have it. So, B. But otherwise, Shinx is pretty cool. Luxio. Same ranking. It looks pretty cool though. And Luxray, I will give an A. Luxray is pretty solid. It's got a cool design, and I don't know, it's just the coolest looking one of the three, and yeah, I don't really have a lot to say for some of these, and I apologize, so yeah. You're gonna have to bear with me here. Alright, we have Badoo. Badoo is pretty cool. Um, you know what? B. Not just because of its first letter of the name. Nah, it's fine. Gotcha. Um, Badoo is a cool pre-evolution, and I did rank Roselia in my Hoenn stream, so if anyone wants to go check it out, go ahead. It's all saved. Um, yeah, Badoo's a cool pre-evolution, and I don't really have a lot to say. But okay, here's something I will actually talk about. In Pokepark Pikachu's Adventure, if you go up to talk to Badoo, the way it says his name is really cute. It's like, Badoo, Badoo! It's one of the Pokemon that I think looks nicer than the evolution. Alright, gotcha. And Roserade. Um, Not as cool as Roselia, but I'll give it an A tier. It's a cool final evolution, but honestly, I hate to tell you this, it's kind of forgotten. Not too forgotten, though, but just, like, kind of forgotten. Then again, though, for a fair amount of Sinnoh Pokemon, it's not really one I think of too much. Yeah, gotcha. Again, don't get me wrong, Roserade's cool. Very cool. It's in the A tier, but I just don't really have a lot to talk about with it. Cranidos and Rampardos. Cranidos is pretty cool. Um, I think Rampardos just has a better design, so I'll put him in A and then Cranidos in B. I think that's, well, fair to me, but you guys might have different opinions. If so, then that's fine. Rampardos, I just love its design. Plus, I think it has exclusive move or signature move. I forgot what it is. Head smash, I think. I actually forgot about this one. It's a forgotten one for me. Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I guess the only memorable. Sorry. Oh my. Hold on a second. Okay, apologies about that. Um, the only thing I could really say that's iconic about Rampardos and even Cranidos is that Roark has one. And Roark is kind of an awesome character, but we're not talking about the humans, so. Um, yeah, Head Smash. I think that's his signature move. I know that because it's in Pokemon Masters for Roark Sync Pair. Otherwise, I don't really have a lot to say about these two. Alright, for. Wait, what's his. Sandwich Boy. Okay, I was gonna say Sandwich Guy. Okay, Sandwich Boy, now's the moment you've been waiting for. Me to talk about Shieldon. I have a figure of him, or at the very least, I used to have a figure of him. And Shieldon gets a B. I'm being a little generous when I say B tier, because if it wasn't as memorable as I remember, then I could have put it in C tier just because, like, yeah, it's cool, but not like, you know, that cool compared to some of the other ones. Shieldon is pretty cool, but I think Bastiodon is better. So, for Shieldon, it's got a nice and memorable design, and I will say this, I had no clue until, like, a few years ago that Shieldon and Bastiodon are Pokemon from fossils. I did not realize that. Defense is pretty good. Oh, yeah, true. I could agree. I mean, Bastiodon's Pokedex entry is pretty much all about, like, it protecting other Pokemon with its giant steel head. And I think that's cool. Well, Bastiodon, I don't have a ton to talk about. It is still a really cool evolution. I like it quite a lot. And I'm lucky to have one. So, if we get him and, one day, no kidding, he would be the perfect role for being a defender. Or maybe even a supporter. I say that because, like, he can have some moves where he could defend or, like, support allies. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. All right, we have Burmy and Wormadam plus its different versions. Now, I know the pink one is Trash Coat, but I don't know what the other two are called. I think the green one is Leaf Cloak. Now, Trash Sand Grass Guy. Oh, Sand Cloak. Okay, that's what it's called. Gotcha. Um, I do have a figure of Trash Cloak Burmy, and it looks pretty solid. But overall, though, these guys are very forgotten. Yeah, all of them go in C tier. With the Trash Cloak being, like, my favorite because it looks cool, it's pink. But Warbadam is still pretty cool. Yeah, all of them gain a B ranking. I like all of them quite a lot. Again, Trash Cloak is my favorite. Yeah, Grass one is just better. So, Trash, Sand, and, Grass, they all look cool, but they're just not really memorable enough for me. Same, yeah, thank you. I like Trash just because it's pink and I love the color pink, and for Grass it looks very cool. But for Sand, it looks cool. At least Warmanam's one, but for Burmese it's just kind of boring. Motham on the other hand is actually pretty awesome. I love Motham quite a bit. And I think it's actually a different evolution for Burmy rather than Warmadam, but yeah, I think so. I could be wrong, but I think so. Yeah, Mothim is cool. It's like Butterfree or Beautyfly or one of the butterfly Pokemon I talked about. Sorry. So, yeah, I don't really have a lot to say. Mothim is awesome. Combee and Vespiquen. Combee gets a C, not because of the letter of its name, but because it's just okay, I guess. It looks cool, but it's just not really, like, that cool. And Vespiquen, Either higher B tier or A tier. Mm, yeah, upper B tier I think works. Yeah, right above. Actually, no, I'll put it. Yeah, she'll be the queen of B tier for now. So I mentioned I actually first interacted with Combi, not in Sinnoh, but in Galar. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's weird. Well, then again, it is compatible. So, Cloudy is going live on Twitch. I'll see him in a moment. But anyway, hopefully he'll still be live by the time I'm done. Anyway, um, you know how I mentioned that some Pokemon that are based off of real life bugs, and the real life bug versions can be fucking creepy, like real bees and spiders. And I mentioned Aridos and Beedrill are actually not scary to me, in my opinion. Yeah, the same rule goes for Vespiquen and Combi. Well, then again, Combi's supposed to be cute. And Vespiquen, I know it looks a bit vicious, but trust me, at least it's not like a real bee. Ugh, Jesus. It's like when I hear the buzzing, Nom sets in. I just made that up. So yeah, that's just my opinion. And Pachirisu, you know what? S tier. It's a fun Pikachu clone, and I don't really have any problems with it. If only Pokemon were real. Oh my, I wish. Then again, I wish Bluey characters were real too, Sharks. Yeah. Squirtle? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I love Pachirisu's design. It looks great. Plus, she's a fun Pokemon to have, and it's one of those Pokemon that you don't have a ton to talk about, but you love it nonetheless. S tier, yeah. Sharks, just a reminder, I'm not ranking these Pokemon by how good their damage is or whatever. No, I'm counting like the whole package, like them in general. It's just a vibe. Oh, okay, I getcha. But yeah, Pachirisu is actually really, really good. So, I don't know. Alright, we have Weasel and Floatzel. I hate to tell you all this. I know Weasel is pretty overrated. Weasel is just pretty good. B tier. Now, I know what you may be thinking. Wait, Colin, Weasel was on Ash's team. Yeah, but not really as memorable as some of the other Sinnoh Pokemon that Ash had. Like, yeah, Chimchar, who eventually evolves into Infernape, or Apom, or, who else did Ash have that's on this list that I haven't mentioned? Oh, yeah, Staraptor. He did have Turtwig, but etc. Yeah, you get my point. I get it. It's the Evo that's overrated. Oh, really? Well, I love Floatzel. I think he's actually better than Weasel. That's just my opinion. I get it. Weasel, it's a good sea otter Pokemon. I get it. I know why people love it, but honestly, I think Floatzel looks cooler. Plus, it's just better in my opinion. From the top. Wait till he gets a Kalos, then I'll talk about Greninja. So, um, but yeah, again about Weasel, I get it. It's a good looking Pokemon and a good fighting Pokemon, but it's just not really my thing. But Floatzel, again, has a cooler design, and I just like it better. Cherubi Cherubi. I used to have a. I think I had a plushie of Cherubi at one point. I don't remember though. Cherubi, I will give. I'll give it a C tier, but like a high C tier, like high C. Oh yeah, it's like the drink. Like, hey guys, while I'm putting Cherubi at the top of C, I'm gonna have a high C because that's where she goes. I literally just made that up. The Evo was pretty interesting. Yeah. Yeah, Cherubi's cool. It's a cute little cherry Pokemon, and I don't really have a lot to say about it. For Cherim, I love its Cherry Blossom form, but for its closed form, it's just okay. But I'm putting it, like, right there in B tier. But, you know what, no. Cherry Blossom Cherim looks really cool. And it's, like, the most unique one of the bunch. Closed, Cherim doesn't look bad, it's just not, like, as interesting. But that's just my opinion. Alright, we have Shellos and Gastrodon. Okay, that'd take me a second. The west and east side forms. I love both forms of Shellos. I like the blue one just a little bit better. You know what? A tier for. I think east side is the blue one and west side is the pink one. If anyone knows, then you can correct me. Thank you. I appreciate it. If not, then it's okay. Yeah, you know what? A tier for both Shellos. I love It's mainly new designs that are ranking high up on this list, but then again, though, Shellos are pretty cool Pokemon in general. So, as for Gastrodon, it's actually the other way around, where you would think I would love the blue form of Gastrodon more. This Pokemon actually gave me a brain fart when I first started Pokemon. I don't know how, but it's both forms. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I get it. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe you were confused that one of them was a shiny or something. I get it. Um, I love the pink astronaut a bit more. I think it looks pretty sweet, but West Side, yeah, I think West Side. You know what? All these guys get A tier. It's just that Blue Shellos is okay. I'll rank it like this: Blue Shellos 1, Pink Gastrodon 2, Pink Shellos 3, and then last place is Blue Gastrodon. But that's just my opinion. Ambipom, I did say would get an A tier in my Johto ranking when I talked about Apom, and yeah, that's true. Ambipom is a really cool evolution. Like it had two forms. Yeah, I understand. I mean, I just kind of rolled with it when I first saw these. I'm like, oh, that's cool, or whatever I said. I don't remember. Ambipom is a really cool evolution, so it kind of got me confused. Yeah, I understand. And I don't know. Ambipom is just a good evolution. Not like as awesome as Apom, but still, like, it's still really good. Drifloon and Driftblim. I like Drifloon and Driftblim. Drifloon gets a B and Drifloon gets a B and Driftblim gets an A. Drifloon I used to have a plushie for, and it looks like a cool balloon. And yeah, it still does look cool to this day. And Driftblim, it's just, again, mainly its design that ranks higher than the pre-evolution, but again, Driftblim is still a really cool Pokemon. So, yeah, I don't know. Alright, Banary and Lopunny. Banary I'll put in B tier. Banary is pretty cool. And, I could see why people, hold on. I'm not actually gonna mute anything, I'm just gonna roll on to, I'm just gonna lay down. Because my back is starting to hurt just, oh, shit. I apologize about that. My phone accidentally fell over and onto my keyboard. How the hell do I? Oh, God. Okay, get this out of here. There we go. Sorry about that. You know their Pokedex entries? Yeah, I know Drifloon and Driftblim are pretty creepy. Like for Drifloon, it carries children just so that it can be their friend or whatever. Oh, no, no, don't worry. Don't worry, Sharks. We're all good. I just didn't expect that to happen. So anyway, no, my back was starting to hurt a little bit. So anyway, um, oh, no, I was talking about Banary. I could see why Banary is a fan favorite, and the same goes with Lopunny. Lopunny's evolution, Mega Evolution, does look cool, but I don't think she's, like, as, hot compared to some. I know I'm saying that, but, like, there are some, I think, actual Lopunny sinners or simpers, and yeah, I get it. But, A tier, but, like, low A tier. Like, Lopunny is very cool, don't get me wrong, cool evolution. But it's just not, like, as, cool as everybody else says. Or at the very least what I've heard. So at least I know there are some people that do ship Lopunny with themselves or because of fan animations that I've seen. But yeah, yeah. No, I get you. I mean, I talked about Gardevoir in my previous stream, but I didn't really mention it until now. Miss Magius. Or as I originally called her, Miss Magus or Miss Magus or no, I said that, okay. Um, it's more controversial. Yeah, now I get you. Otherwise, no, Low Bunny's still cool, but like I just don't. Yeah, anyway. Miss Magius is very cool. A tier. It's actually the same ranking as Mischievous when I ranked it in my Johto stream. And yeah, Miss Magius is a fun ghost witch Pokemon because of its hat. Haunch Crow, I think, is more cooler than Murkrow, who I ranked in my Johto stream. I know Haunch Crow is like, basically the mob boss of Pokemon because, it doesn't really treat its fellow Murkrow right. But honestly, that's what makes Honchkrow more interesting. Then again, again, like some of these other Pokemon that rank high, it's also their design. So yeah, Honchkrows are pretty cool, even if they are evil. But it's just a character. Anyway, Glammeow and Perugly. Glammeow's really cool. Um, what about the sharks? I'll come back to you. Um, no kidding. Glammeow, like I was gonna say maybe top. I'm sorry. I was gonna say like in the A tier, but nah, top of B tier. Oh, the spoiled. Yeah, the spoiled cat. Oh, I get it. Yeah, I like Glammeow's design quite a lot. Its head looks like a boomerang. Same with Perugly's. Plus, I like its bouncy tail. It looks pretty sweet. And in the anime, it looks cool too. Spoiled cat. It's a rich cat. Oh, I see. Well, I mean, unless you catch one and actually train it to be good. Perugly is not as cool, but I'll still give it a B tier. Its evolution looks fine, I guess. But this is so far one of the fair examples where I like the pre-evolution more than the other evolutions. Chingling is alright. I get why people like Chingling. Yeah, I think that's fine. Chingling's cool. But unlike Chimico, where I thought Chimico was really cool, Chingling is just decent. It's fine, really. Not bad at all, just pretty good. Stunky and Skuntank. I like Skuntank. A tier. But Stunky... C tier. Forget in my book. Nah, it's okay. Skuntank, I love its design, and it's definitely a cool skunk Pokemon. Forgotten in my book. Oh, okay, I see. And Stunky, yeah, it's a cool pre-evolution, but I don't know. I don't really have a lot to say about it. Other than it's a pre-evolution that I kind of like, but I just don't really have a lot to talk about with it. All right, Bronzor and Bronzong. I think I'll rank both of them decently high. Bronzong in A, and Bronzor right, yeah, right there. Bronzor looks cool, and that's it. And Bronzong, it does look very cool too, and it's a cool evolution. It's like when I ranked Fortress and Pineco in my Johto stream. So, yeah, I don't know. All right, Bonsley. I did mention him in my Pseudo Wudo ranking when I talked about Johto. Bonsley gets a B. Not just because of its first name of its or first letter of its name. No, like Bonsley is cool. It has a plush that I like, and it's a cool looking Pokemon. And it's just kind of better than Pseudo Wudo. But again, that's just my opinion. If anyone's interested in hearing what I think about Sudowoodo, just go check out my Johto stream. I did it not too long ago. Mime Jr. No kidding. Part of me wants to put him in A. Yeah, I'll do that. Mime Jr. has a cool design, and it's pretty iconic from Team Rocket. But also, it's just the other cool evolution of Mr. Mime, and I love Mr. Rhyme, which we'll get to him when we get to Galar. Simple? Yeah, simple. But yeah, Mime Jr. Oh yeah, I had a plushie of Mime Jr. at some point. Oof. What oof? Yeah. Yeah, Mime Jr. is really cool. I had a plushie of him. Like, that's how much I like this guy. It looks really cool. Mr. Mime is more iconic. Yeah, no, I get it. I like Mr. Mime. I did rank him decently in my Kanto stream. But it's just that out of Mime Jr., Mr. Mime, and Mr. Rhyme, Mimey is just my least favorite. But I'm not saying anything bad about him. He is pretty good to play as in Pokemon Unite. And he's cool in the anime. So, I don't know. But I just love the other two evolutions more. The pre-evolution and the third evolution. Happiny, I'll give the same ranking. Happiny is fucking adorable. Not like as cute as Chansey or Blissey. I'm just not realizing that Chansey and Happiny, I'm giving both an A tier, but Blissey gets an S. Bro, my messages are super slow for some reason. Oh, that sucks. Uh, Try seeing if YouTube's updated or not, or maybe try coming back. Maybe that could do something. I don't know. Yeah, I've loved Happiny for years. It was such an adorable pre-evolution. And that's really about it. I know, right? Yeah, okay. I'm just saying. Chatot. Surprisingly forgotten. I like Chatot. Its head looks like an actual music note, and I like it, and it's pretty cool. It's a cool burb. Spiritomb is pretty solid. Spiritomb is a really cool ghost Pokemon, but its Pokedex entry is fascinating. That it has what 52 something spirits that form Spiritomb. I think that's pretty cool. Even though the thing is pretty damn evil, but still though, like Spiritomb is cool, and I don't know, I just like them. All right, the Garchomp line: Gibble, Gabite, and Garchomp. I love all these guys. Gibble, I'm gonna put in B, and the other two in A tier. Gibble is a fun pre-evolution, and it looks cool. And yes, Ash had one as well, so that's pretty sweet. Oh man, I have to go. Don't worry, I will try to tune in next time because it's fun. See you, man. All right, no worries, sharks. I understand. Enjoy the random content I make. You can check it at any time. I'm not rushing you or anything, but thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yeah, like I was saying, Gibble's a fun pre-evolution. It looks cool. Ash had one. And Gabite, it's basically a cooler design one, but it does look cool too. Oh, wait, no, I just said that. Gabite is a cool evolution. And of course, you know what? No. Garchomp isn't going in A, he goes in S. Yeah, Garchomp kicks ass. Do I mean to say anything? Garchomp is a land shark. He's fun to play as in Pokemon Unite. He's awesome to play as in Pokemon Tournament. Yeah, I think you get the idea why Garchomp kicks ass. Yeah, I'm putting him like higher than some of these other ones. Yeah, you know what? King of S tier so far. But of course, he's gonna get outranked soon. So, Munchlax. Munchlax is a pretty cool pre-evolution for Snorlax. I have liked Munchlax before I really loved Snorlax. And Munchlax is pretty cool, so I don't have a lot to say about it. It's a fun pre-evolution. Alright, now we have the two, okay, the big boy, but we also have the other evolution. Riolu and Lucario. Riolu gets a B. I actually have a plushie of these two that I still have. Riolu's a cool pre-evolution. I like it quite a lot, and you know what? No, I'm putting in the king of B tier. Yeah, Riolu is very cool. And of course, Lucario. I'm putting him in S, but I'm putting him at the bottom of S here because Lucario's awesome. Don't get me wrong, Lucario's awesome. But compared to some of the other Pokemon I've ranked, he's just not really one I go to too much. In fact, he's surprisingly a Pokemon I don't really go to that much, like at all outside of Pokemon Unite, Poké Tournament, or Smash Brothers. Yeah, he's good to play as in those games. Yeah, I love Lucario, but I just don't think he's like, 10 out of 10 good. But like I'm putting in an S tier, so it's like close to that. Um, but yeah, he's at the bottom of S tier though. Definitely worthy enough to be in this tier, but just not like as good compared to the other evolutions or the other Pokemon. Hippopotas and Hippowdon. Hippopotas is pretty cool. Or Hippotas, I think that's how you pronounce it. Um, King of C, mainly carried by its design. And Hippowdon is a bit better. The female version, where it's gray, does look really cool. Oh, so yeah, I don't really have a lot to say. It's a fun sand hippo Pokemon. Scorpy. I do love Scorpy's overall design. You know what? I'm gonna give both him and Drapion A tier. Um, sorry, I got distracted by a notification. Oh, okay. Um, Scorpy has a cool design. I really like it. It's a simple scorpion Pokemon, and I'm trying to just adjust my camera, so apologies. And yeah, Drapion is just the more cooler design, and I didn't say anything about this yet, but Drapion would totally be Hidaki's Pokemon partner if he were to actually get into Pokemon. I could totally see that happening. I did give him a fan-made Pokemon deck that I did make on Instagram, so if anyone wants to go check it out, go on ahead. You might have to scroll for a bit, but I did upload it. If not, if anyone really wants me to, I'll just upload it here on my community page. So yeah, I don't have a lot to say. It's just I love these two. Although, just switch places. There we go. They're both still getting the same tier. So yeah, Krogunk. I do like Krogunk. I did talk about him in Pokemon tournaments. Um, but in general, I like Toxicroak better. But I'll put Krogunk in B. Krogunk is cool. He's not that good in Pokemon tournament, but I do still kind of like him in the game as a playable character. And that's about it. But Toxic Croak, I just love its design more, and it's just cooler. I don't know. Carnivine. I'll put him in upper B tier for now. I might change it. Carnivine was owned by James and Team Rocket in this season for the anime, and I like Carnivine quite a bit. It's no Cacnea by any means, but still, Carnivine is really cool. And it's a Pokemon that I don't really see a lot of people using too much, and that's a bit surprising, but it's fine. I still like Carnivine quite a bit. Oh, I love these two. Finneon. Oh my. Wow. Three really good Pokemon back to back. Finneon, Lumineon, and Mantike. Finneon and Lumineon, no kidding, A tier. I love Finneon's design, and it's really freaking cute. But Lumineon is, of course, just a cooler evolution, and it's a really good fish. I love both these two quite a lot. Mantike, no kidding, S tier. Mantike, for the longest time, has always been, like, one of my many favorite water types. I had a plushie of him. I always loved seeing Mantike. It's so freaking cute. And it's just the better pre-evolution for Mantine, even though Mantine did rank pretty good. But yeah, I love Mantike a lot. It's just a small, adorable manta ray Pokemon. You know what? You surprisingly beat Empoleon and Turtwig. Not Garchomp, though. But yeah, Mantike is just awesome. An awesome pre-evolution. I love it so much. Even though it's been mostly forgotten until not too long ago where I remembered it, but still. Mantike is an awesome pre-evolution. Definitely one of the best ones for this region so far. Alright, we have Snover and Abomasnow. Abomasnow's Mega Evolution does look very cool. Oh, and I see Weavile, but we'll get to her. Yeah, okay, I talked about everyone. I was just making sure. Snover, I will give a B. It looks pretty cool. And that's it. It's got a cool design. Abomasnow... Again, kind of... Again, I'm tempted to put him in S tier, just because, like, I love Abomasnow. He is a very cool ice Pokemon. You know what? I'll put him right next to Piplup. He'll be near the top of the A tier so far. Abomasnow is just a very cool Pokemon in general. Oh, by the way, where's Mamoswine? Uh... Okay, I see him. He's near Porygon Z. We'll get to him. So yeah, that's all I have to say about Abomasnow and Snover. Weavile. I did mention Weavile in my Johto stream when I was talking about Sneasel. Weavile gets an A. Again, I talked about Weavile before, mainly for my Poké Tournament stream. But Weavile is very cool in general. Again, she's fun to play as in Poké Tournament, and she's a really cool evolution for Sneasel. And that's really about it. Magnezone. Magnezone. No kidding, S tier. While I do love Magneton, if you saw my Kanto stream, Magnezone is just a really damn good evolution as well. Like, I love both Magneton and Magnezone. I don't remember, uh, Zaire, right? That sounds familiar. Hi Zaire, welcome. Um, even though I love Magneton as well, Magnezone I think is just really cool. Again, it's mainly its design that places a tie-up, but also it's a very cool Electric-type Pokemon. And that's what I love about it. So yeah. Alright, we have Licky Licky. Um, I'm giving it a higher B ranking, but it's just not like as remembered compared to some of the other Pokemon on this list. So that's why. Rhyperior. Where do I put you? I'm thinking for a moment. I do see Gallade, but we'll get to him. Higher A tier. You know what? You beat Torterra for now. I might fix this, but we'll see though. Rhyperior is just a really great evolution for Rhydon and Rhyhorn. And that's pretty much about it. So anyway. Oh, no, yeah, here. Tangrowth. Tangrowth is pretty solid. You beat Vespiquen for now. And that's really about it. I like Tangela and Tangrowth quite a bit. Electivire, I did mention S tier in my ranking, and yeah, you know what? That's right. That's right! Electivire is just the best one of the Electivire line because it's got an awesome design, it's powerful, and I just feel good using it, if I'm gonna be honest with you, even though I don't really use Electivire too much. But still, that's so cool. Oh yeah, I have or I used to have a figure of him. And yeah. I just love Electivire in general. It's just definitely the best evolution in this line. So and Magmortar, I might put in the same ranking, but let me just think for a moment here. Um Sorry, but I'm only putting you here. I'll put you right there. Actually, no. Here, there we go. Magmortar is just, again, a better evolution compared to Magby or Magmar. So, that's about it. I love Magmortar. Togekiss. S tier. Togekiss is just the best evolution. Even though I love Togetic that I did rank in my Johto stream alongside Togepi, Togepi would be my least favorite, Togetic would be second, and Togekiss would be favorite. So, why do I love Togekiss so much? Its design, and also it's just the most interesting one of the three. Yeah, I don't really know, but Togekiss just works for me in my opinion. I'm sorry, that's all I have to say. I'm sorry. All right. Oh, Yon Mega. Yon Mega is awesome. A tier. I love its design. It's definitely an improvement compared to Yanma. And that's all I have to say. It does look pretty badass. Oh, why do I... Okay, I'm sure someone's asking, why not place it higher? Um, you know what? You're right. No more than here. There we go. All right, we have the other two evolutions for this generation. Well, for this franchise for now. Leafeon and Glaceon. I know Glaceon is pretty popular, and yeah, I do love Glaceon. But unlike the previous two ones where I said Espeon and Umbreon both deserve an S ranking, these two are still definitely very good, but only A tier for these two. Leafeon is awesome, same with Glaceon. But I just don't think they're like as good compared to the other ones, but that's just my opinion. Gliscor! I did say Gliscor would be decently ranked on here in my Johto stream when I talked about Gligar. Gliscor is a cool evolution. It's got a nice design, but it's just not like as iconic as Gligar when I ranked it in my Johto stream. But again, this is just my opinion. If you want to love Gliscor more, that's fine. No one's stopping you. So, alright, we're almost done. Mamoswine, I would say A tier. That's what I talked about when I ranked Piloswine and uh Swinub. Mamoswine is just the best one. It's a big mammoth, and it's got a great design, and I just love it more than the other ones. There, that's it. Porygon Z, I'm going to put an A tier as well. I do love the Porygon line, though. All three evolutions are really cool. I love normal Porygon and Porygon 2. Porygon Z, I'm not sure if it's my favorite of the three, because, again, I love all three Porygon Pokemon equally, sort of. But Porygon Z is definitely a really good evolution for that line. Alright, Gallade, also an A tier. Not as good as Gardevoir, but still, like, again, really good. So, it's definitely a good alternate evolution, and I do want to say something. I didn't even know Gallade had a Mega Evolution until around the time I saw some fan art for it, and at the time, I thought it was just cool fan art, but also it had to take me until obtaining Wally Sync pair with Gallade in Pokemon Masters to where, yeah, I now know that Gallade does surprisingly have a Mega Evolution, and it looks great. He has a white cape and everything. And yeah, that looks awesome. So, sorry, hold on. I got got a notification to get rid of. Anyway. So yeah, it does sound like I deserve to place it higher though. That's the problem. Again, I'll go over this list when we're finished, so don't worry. Uh Probopass. Probopass gets a B. It's definitely better than Nosepass, I will say so. Dusknoir, A tier. I think I did mention giving Dusknoir a good ranking when I mentioned Dusclops and Duskull from my Hoenn ranking. So wait, didn't I say I would place him in S tier? I don't remember actually. I'm not gonna go back to that video right now just to check, but yeah, again, I might edit this, so we'll see. Frostlass. Frostlass is awesome. Not as cool as Glalie, but it's definitely a good evolution for the Snow Runt and I'm sorry, for the Glalie and Frostlass line. And Frostlass's Mega Evolution does look really cool too. It's fun. It's nice to actually get her. I'm sorry. It's nice to have her have one, since Glalie had one for the longest time. No kidding, I might do a tier list for every Mega Evolution now that I'm thinking about it, but we'll see though. I'm not gonna go all out or anything. So, yeah, that's about it. Alright, Rotom, plus its other forms, which I didn't know were in this list, but that's pretty cool that they're actually on here. Normal Rotom gets a B. It's a very cool lightning Pokemon, but I just think it's, I don't know. It's just not like as... No, I take that back. Rotom is still pretty cool. Alright, so we have Heat, Wash, Ice, Earth, Freeze, Fan, and Motor Rotom, or Mo, I'm sorry. Some of these I may rank this. In fact, you know what? Uh, I think only two of these I'll give a high ranking, and the others I'll probably give a similar ranking. Heat Rotom is my least favorite. It's just fine, really. It looks cool. I'll give it that much. Fan and Wash Rotom, no kidding, get S tiers. Fan Rotom, I think, just looks awesome. And Wash Rotom I like because it's a water type, but it does look very cool too. And it just kind of works on me. But yeah, for Fan Rotom, it's the coolest looking one. And it's the one I love the most out of all these. Freeze Rotom gets an A. And I'll give Mo Rotom the same ranking. I like all these guys quite a lot. The Rotom in his forms, even if Rotom was a Pokedex or phone, they all look great. So that's the key word here, except the Heat form, but I said that was just decent. Alright, now we have a bunch of legendary and mythical Pokemon. Starting off with the Lake Trio, or the Lake Guardians. I love all of these guys, but Uxie has always been my favorite of the three. Yeah, you know what? All three of them get S tier. Uxie has been my favorite of the Lake Guardians for the longest time. Because Uxie just has a really cool design, and that's about it. But the other two, I think, are equally just as awesome. Yeah, that's about it. It's the Lake Guardians. I love all three of them very, very much. And we have Dialga. I hate to disappoint you all, but Dialga gets a B. Not Origin Form Dialga, though. He gets an A. Why do I place Dialga this low? Well, compared to Palkia, who I love way more, who we will get to, Dialga's cool, but I just don't think he's as cool. That's the main problem here. He doesn't have any negatives or anything. It's just hold on. He doesn't have any negatives or anything. But I just don't think he's as cool. That's all. And Origin Form Dialga just ranks higher because I just love its form. That's literally it. Alright, now on to Palkia, who is my favorite of the two. Palkia is just awesome, in my opinion. It's a really cool space type Pokemon. I know, obviously, that's not an actual type, but, like, Spatial Ren and its Pokedex entry. That's what I mean by space type. Palkia, I kind of was surprised as a water type. But, yeah, that's something I didn't realize. And overall, yeah, it's just the cooler I'm sorry, not evolution. It's just the cooler looking legendary. I love it. And that's about it. Although Origin Form Palkia, I'll give the same ranking. I love how it looks like a horse. Kind of. Alright, we have Heatran. Heatran is pretty sweet. A tier. Heatran is a cool fire type. And it's sort of a forgotten legendary compared to some of the other ones. So, um, I don't have a lot more to say. Regigigas. Oh, I love Regigigas. S tier. Regigigas is kind of an important Regi Pokemon because I think of its Pokedex entries, but yeah. Anyway, um, uh, okay, sorry about that. Anyway, because like the Pokedex entries do mention that Regigigas towed continents. I think that is genuinely impressive. Its design looks really cool, and I don't know. I just love Regigigas quite a lot. All right, Garantina and Origin Form Garantina. I'm gonna rank them as one character. It's just the forms that are different. Although, yeah, Origin Form Garantina just ranks very slightly higher. Garantina, the ruler of the distortion world. He is awesome. Although, yeah, okay, I know what you all are gonna be thinking right now. Really, you love the Pokemon's equivalent of the devil? Yes. Not for the reasons you may think, though. Garantina is a bit creepy, but he's scary. But that's what makes him interesting, I guess. I don't know how to say it. Um, for one, I think he has an awesome design. His Pokedex entries are interesting. The Distortion World is a cool place, and he's a legendary Pokemon that I really, really like. So yeah, I know Giratina is technically the devil version, or he's the Pokemon's version of the devil. Yes, I know. But that's what makes him just such an interesting Pokemon. Yeah, I just love Giratina. Not like, fully 100% compared to the other way around, but still. Sometimes I do think of Giratina, I think, "Oh my god, he's a badass," even though he's kind of a villain. So, then again, don't we all have some villains that we love? Like, okay, come on, you watching this live stream. Don't you like a villain like Bowser or Ganondorf or someone like that, or even Cyrus? Yeah, you can relate to me. All right, Cresselia. I think Cresselia will get the same ranking. Cresselia had to take me a bit of time, but not too much time to the point where I'm like, okay, Cresselia, I like you, but I don't think you're as good. No, Cresselia I thought was very good to now where yeah, you know what? I love her. Cresselia's design is awesome. I love how she is a Moonlight type Pokemon and her move Lunar Dance is cool. I like how she can heal others. And she's a fun Pokemon that's kind of space themed, and I love that. So, nice. Alright, Manaphy and Fiona. Fiona gets an A tier, but I think Manaphy gets an S tier. I love these two. But yeah, Fiona is just the least remembered one, and Manaphy I think is awesome. Manaphy is such a fun mythical water type Pokemon. And that's all I have to say. Fiona is definitely cool though. I think it's a different version or something, or pre-evolution. No, not pre-evolution. I know they're two different Pokemon that just look similar. That's all. Darkrai. It had to take me a fair amount of time, actually a long time, but now I freaking love Darkrai. Darkrai kicks ass. Um, what can I say about him? He's fun to play as in Pokken tournaments. Good to play as in Pokemon Unite. Again, check my stream for Pokken tournament if you want more info about him. And yeah, I don't know. I love Darkrai a lot. All right, we have Shaman in its Sky form, who I will rank separately. Um, Normal Shaman will get an A ranking, and I think Sky form Shaman will get an S. Shaman is a very cool mythical Pokemon in general, but I just don't have a lot to say. Yeah, it's a cool grass type mythical Pokemon, and I don't have a lot to talk about with it. Normal Shaman does look very cool, but I just love the Sky form better, just because it looks cooler. That's literally about it. It looks cooler. And finally, may I present you all the true best Pokemon for this region, Arceus. So unlike Garantina, where I mentioned he's technically the devil of the Pokemon world, Arceus is the god of Pokemon. I'm not saying that like, oh my god, he's basically just god of Pokemon. Like he's so OP. No, I don't mean it like that. I mean he kind of is because he's a mythical Pokemon. But yeah, Arceus is basically the god who made the world with his 1,000 arms by Pokedex entry, and yeah, he's basically the equivalent to God in the Pokemon world, and I just love that. And that's why Arceus actually has a pretty big important part of my life because I am a Christian technically, and I do love God and Jesus, but Arceus is when you look at it, it's like another way to think of God. Now, I'm not trying to say this is something I just came up with. I'm not trying to say, he's replacing God. No, no, not at all. I'm not saying that at all. It's just that for the Pokemon equivalent of God, how could I not love Arceus? It's got a cool design. It's very. I'm just starting to repeat myself. It's very cool looking. I love its move Judgment, and I really do hope we get Arceus for the 5th anniversary of Pokemon Unite this year. That'd be awesome. Um, that's it. I love Arceus. So we are officially done with the ranking. Now, like I did promise, I'm gonna go over all of this, see if there's any changements or placement changes, and yes, let me see. Oh yeah, Lucario I did say would rank at the very bottom. I think I'll put Giratina over here. Yeah, that's fine. Then Palkia. S2 looks pretty good. Let me see A tier. Not really seeing anything that needs to get changed right away. B tier looks pretty good. And C tier I think is fine. Honestly, any of these in C tier, they could be put in any order and I wouldn't really have a problem with it. So that's not really gonna change too much. I'll make this a bit more fair and put Rodham right here. Again, any of these in this tier could be placed in any order and I wouldn't really have a problem with it, so. You know what? No, Manaphy I'll put just a little bit higher. Like right there. And again, just don't mind me. I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting this ranking good. So pardon me if I take a little while. No, I think that's it. I think we're good. If I have a different opinion about these, like in terms of just ranking slightly higher or lower, then I'm not going to do an update stream. I might just, I don't know, comment or something if anyone wants my future thoughts on this, but we'll see. Otherwise, that is it. That is every Sinnoh Pokemon. I'll do a thing like this for you. So, that is everything, all ranked. None of these Pokemon were bad. And overall, I'm actually kind of glad this stream is finished. So, for all the Sinnoh fans who are waiting patiently, here you go. The stream is now done. The ranking is finished. And then we will move on to Gen 5 Unova next time. If we're lucky, maybe tomorrow, but I'm not sure though. Cause whenever I stream and make videos, it's usually whenever I'm in the mood kind of thing, unless like I have to make a video right now. So yeah, that's about it. This has been a long stream, but thank you all for watching. Thank you all for joining, and that's about it. I'm Con Astro Healer. I'll see you all later with whatever we do next time, and that'll be all for